Hit it, y'all. Do you remember the first Nimbus cast of September?
Okay.
We got Mitch, Chris, and Josh, Ashley, John.
Ooh.
And also Scott is here.
Hey.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to whatever fucking episode number this is. I don't remember.
This is
Nine.
9.
Hey,
Nine?
nine?
No.
69.
This is 10. Oh, it is 10.
Oh, it's 10.
Episode 10.
Oh, yeah.
Double
Two
digits.
whole hands.
Hey.
Welcome back, y'all. We got everybody here. We got the ever handsome, ever talented Mitchell. Mitchell, what's your at?
Tattoo breakfast.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
The man, the myth, the legend, Chris. What's your at?
Chris House _ tattoo.
The second most cutest apprentice this side of the lower metro Atlanta area, Josh.
Yes.
Josh, what's your at?
Opinionated otaku.
For now.
For
For
now.
now, right.
That's gonna be
Oh, I had a good one.
Working title.
working title.
I'm so nervous.
Oh, yeah. I told him. So, Josh's last name is Partridge.
Oh.
I knew
And
it.
so, I told him he needs to do pear tree tattoo.
I actually thought
That's
Oh
actually
my God,
that's
that'd
pretty
be cool.
good.
I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
it's okay.
That's
Agreed.
cute.
Sorry, Josh.
We got Big John as always. We got Scott. Scott's back, y'all. 2 weeks out.
Scott's back.
Scott doesn't know how to act right now. Look at him.
The man, the myth, the roommate. It's Scott.
There he is.
I'm so out of practice with how to behave on a podcast.
It's okay. You know,
Being
Scott,
rambunctious.
I thought of you again the other day.
You did.
So we were walking around, and I saw the sky, and it looked like the Lion King. And I
He
thought of
did.
Every time someone brings up the Lion King,
You're
people
just
tell
honest.
Scott, they're like, bro, I saw the Lion King on TV the other night, and like, I just gotta tell you.
Bro, I have the Lion
It's
King on
important.
VHS, and I thought of you.
Yeah.
It happened in New York also. I saw a tattoo, and I kept telling the person they were the Lion King. And that was you.
Wow. You did tell that 23-year-old man getting a lion tattooed on it, and the guy went, "That's not a lion. It's a tiger."
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, bro, is that the Lion King? And anytime you'd be like, it's a tiger. I'd be,
Yeah,
like,
he would just
I'd be like, damn, that's a good
He
looking
was,
lion.
he was so serious. The guy was so serious. He's like tattooing this big ass tiger, and Chris goes, "Dude, that's a sick lion." And he just looks up at him like he's so mad. He's a tiger. And Chris is like, "Oh."
I come back like 2 hours later and be like, damn, that's a good lion.
That's like my worst nightmare. Like you take a risk on something like that, and you're wrong.
You like walk up in some anime you vaguely know. You're like, "That's a really cool
Yeah,
that guy,
blue-haired protagonist.
blue-haired guy."
Oh, you know what I did hit him with too?
Huh?
Because the artist who was doing it, he was like, I don't understand how you color the way you do. And I was like, I don't understand how you do black and gray that way. He's like, yeah, man, I hate color. I was like, bro, you know what would make that lion pop though? Hit it with them blue ass eyes.
He
And
goes-
I walked away.
and he just goes, "It's tiger."
Oh god.
That guy hates me.
So what's the game plan for today?
We're gonna shoot the shit. We have some tattoo related things on the docket today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're gonna go over cross-contamination.
Oh,
That's a
fun.
big one.
Which
Very fun.
we've kind of talked about on one of the other podcasts. It's like with like red flags in tattoo shops.
Yep.
But I figured it would be a good opportunity to talk about it because Josh is starting. He's been hitting the cross-contamination, you know,
Unrelated.
and that's a very important thing that we harp on, like in the very beginning of apprenticeship. And also, Ashley works in the medical field.
I wasn't introduced, so I'm
I didn't
actually-
either. I wasn't introed either.
Yeah,
So.
Michael's also.
Oh yeah,
But
Off track.
why am I skipped when you go around? I don't understand.
I think he's going
Sorry.
by artist.
Sexism.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Or
honestly.
is, or is
Sexism.
Or it's just the
No,
blatant
he
sexism.
goes around,
The-
and then he goes to John and Scott, and
okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just fucking
John,
over
run it back.
here.
Run it back.
The misogyny in this
Run
room.
what back?
Run it.
We're
back.
running the whole
No, we're
fucking
not
thing back.
starting.
I'm gonna
hit it with.
Guys, Ashley is here. Ashley is the okayest shop made this side of the lower metro Atlanta area.
Damn, dude. That's my lady.
Ashley, what's your at?
Oh.
Ashley, what's your at? Ashley will. If you guys go to Ashley's Instagram, make sure you read the bio.
I'm
My at is KFC chicken wing lover.
That would actually be
That'd
a
be
really
so
tight
sick.
That
Is
would
that
be a
taken?
name. I would like that.
You should change it to that. That's great.
Get the at right now. Like I have an Instagram for my houseplants that is blank right now, and I just got the name.
You should make it KFC chicken.
They're like, bro, these are pictures of plants.
Why not?
Oh,
Is
and
it?
then, hey
We're
guys,
looking
it's
it up.
me, the cutest tattoo apprentice this side of the lower metro Atlanta area. Autocrat Michael, please follow me. I'm 2 away from 200. If you're my 200th follower,
Love
Dude, I'm 2 away from 200.
Hey,
if you give me
sick,
if you give me
guys.
that 200 follower, I started this year at 80. So if you give me that 200, I'll give you a big old kiss.
For the record, KFC Chicken Wing Lover is actually available.
Let's go.
Get that.
Spell it
Get that at.
L-U-V-R, though. That's cooler.
It is. That's
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
tight.
I'm not doing that.
Come on.
Come on.
Daddy Satan lives on forever.
Jesus.
You don't have to use it. You can
Oh,
just take it.
That
Sprinkles.
was a joke.
Sprunkles is here. Hi.
Sprunky.
She'll make an appearance.
She'll make it over
At
here.
any rate, yeah. So we figured it would be a good thing to talk about with cross-contamination because like Ashley's here. Like I said, she's in the medical field and Josh is starting.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the rule of the shop, Josh?
Don't make it weird.
Yeah, but the
Oh, man.
yeah.
Oh, so
Chris
glad.
asked me the same thing 4 episodes ago, and I said the same exact
Yeah.
thing.
What's the rule about cleanliness?
Oh, yeah. Basically, it doesn't matter how good you are at tattooing. If you're disgusting or not clean, I'm not going to work
You're
there.
nasty.
No one will work there.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
So don't bring your
If you
nasty
ain't
butt in the
clean,
shop.
you ain't worth shit.
That's true. Yep. So figure we probably tell a couple of cross-contamination stories. Mitch hit a good one early on in his apprenticeship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. This is my nightmare. I told Chris this without knowing the story. I was like, this is my biggest fear. And he went, Mitch did it.
Yeah, no, I remember it. Like, actually, the other day, like, we were all talking about something, and, like, I actually just was thinking about it. It was, like, last week or something. Yeah, I guess I might as well just, like, tell it really quick
Yeah,
since
go
we're,
for
like,
Dude,
here.
hit it.
So I was probably, like, 3 or 4 weeks into my apprenticeship. I was, like, really, really, really early, and part of my job was making sure everybody was, like, set up and stuff like that, and part of the way through the tattoo, Chris or whoever was there would like run out of like A&D ointment or something like that if it's like a really big one. So because you don't want to put too much out, because if you do, you just wasted a bunch of stuff, and you put like it's hard to get it like exact, right? Especially when you're starting out. So
You want to undershoot it.
right, exactly. So Chris has H2O nothing, which is the same thing I use now. It's super, super good. It helps with the skin being like irritated, and it's got like a little bit of lidocaine in there. So that's like my favorite thing to use while tattooing, and it's very expensive. It's like $60 a jar. So Chris had like a bunch of it in his drawer, and I had like just
It was a brand new jar.
it was not brand new. I remember it wasn't brand new. It was like half full. It was half full, which is still $30.
That's still
for
$30.
employment.
Chris
But
does exaggerate, so I'm gonna believe Mitch on this one.
It really wasn't, because I remember thinking Ashley. So I anyway, I put some gloves on, grabbed a tongue depressor, popped open the lid or whatever, right? And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna scoop it out. So I like scoop some and drop it on there, and I'm like, you know what? It needs a little bit more. And I'm like, doop, and I stuck it in there, and I was like, oh my god. And I paused for like 10 full seconds, and my brain was trying so hard to like think how that happened. And so I had to be like, yo, like, I'm so sorry. I just wasted this whole jar. And he was just like, and he was like, all right. And so he ended up giving the whole jar to his client, which was cool. Nice gesture.
I mean, what else am I gonna do with it?
Nothing.
Am I gonna
Throw
throw
it
it
out.
away or like give it to
That's
him?
like when
Yeah.
Chris pre-cuts like recovery, and I'm just like, all right, I got to use all of that because
Mhm.
I can't do anything else with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny is it's like Ashley like works in hospitals and stuff like that, and before like we ever met, I already had this opinion. She's not a nurse, for the record, for what I'm about to say.
Full disclosure.
But if you are a nurse, you are the dirtiest person in the tattoo shop at all times. Anytime I've ever had a client barehand a trash can or like just straight touch their open tattoo, it's always a fucking nurse. Always. They're the grossest people. They think that like because they work around diseases that they're just like immune.
Come on, Scott.
Man,
I think it's tradition.
Man,
Scott has done
yeah.
that every time he's been here.
Yeah.
God, dude, you try to bring somebody in.
But yeah, actually, like in like hospital settings or like ER style settings, like what are some crazy things that you see like from cross contamination that like you would, because like you're currently
You saw that episode of Scrubs.
oh, that's fair. She doesn't know she can talk about things like this.
Yeah, I was just
I was
like I
sure.
can't talk about
It's,
my job.
That's fair. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, just like with anything, like if you're looking for a place to get a tattoo, if you're looking for like a place to work in the medical field, I'm sure you can walk into places and just know, hey, I don't want to work here because this place is gross.
If you
I
want
think as long as you don't use names, it can't be a HIPAA violation.
Well, that's patient-wise. This is about like actual work.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
if you if you work
Within
somewhere
the
and then you're like, oh, I
facilities.
saw someone like wipe their ass and
Yeah,
grab
like,
a door handle. Like
Any
that's
so
Yeah.
if like anybody who knows me, they're like
Yeah.
know where I
Mhm.
work, and then
That's
I say
fair.
something, you know.
Yeah.
But I can say from working in like, because I mean, it's cross-contamination can happen no matter what setting you're in. So like tattoo shops, hospitals, whatever. But I've done a lot of like food and beverage work, and a shit ton of like cross-contamination. I have seen people do some
I
things.
saw somebody barehand some chicken once in a restaurant.
I've
Yeah.
seen worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Our health inspectors told us some stories.
I don't know where
Yeah.
you
It's
used
a
to
lot
work,
bad.
but
I've worked at a lot of restaurants.
Well,
I've had to
awesome.
like
Steak and
tell
Shake is the
people.
worst.
No,
awesome.
I think it has to do a lot with the people too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've seen people like bare hand just take cash out of register, then straight go like pick up some plates or food or
Yeah,
something, and then I'm
for
like,
sure.
yeah.
gross.
Well,
Jeez.
I mean, I used to work at Subway,
Ugh.
and so it's like imagine like all the they're called cameras at Subway. It's-
Cambros, yeah.
Yeah. So like if someone's just like grabbing olives and like banana peppers and they're just like going from one into another, you know, and like let's say like they just put like bacon out and then they're like grabbing peppers, right? So like if you have a pork allergy or something, like they're just like putting the
Or it's
pork.
against your religion or something.
Yeah.
like raw meat in general.
Yeah, you're literally just like double dipping into everything, and at the very end, those same people I would work with wouldn't change their gloves, and they just like ring someone out, and then go back to the line and just like grab bread. And I'm like, imagine that, but like with blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of shit like I've literally seen in tattoo shops, where I think I told the story right about the guy who gave the phone like his phone to like the 5-year-old, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was so gross. Like that.
I
Think
don't
about that.
think I know this
I basically worked with a guy who so like imagine if I'm tattooing right now,
one.
and this like I'm tattooing off of a paper plate for some reason.
It was styrofoam, I thought.
Yeah, styrofoam plate. So if I'm doing that and like my phone rings, and I like have gloves and I pull it out and there's literally blood all over my gloves, and like imagine like if Arwen was right there and I just gave her the phone and she just goes
Oh no.
and puts it dead ass in her mouth,
Ugh.
and then he like picked up the shot phone and answered the shot phone.
Yeah. Red flag, shop phones with gloves, gross.
Yeah,
It's so gross.
very gross.
Because we just leave that thing around.
Yeah.
Around town.
Yeah.
I mean, here's another
Just
thing
like any
too.
old regular phone, just on the hook, you know?
So something to keep in mind too, and this is something that like I've told Michael to do. I'm not sure if Michael has gone over this with you yet, Josh, but something that's good to regularly do in a tattoo shop is just to walk around with like Maticide wipes, and any surface that is actively touched by anybody like several times through the day, wipe it down like halfway through the day at least, right? So like bathroom doors, like the
I do the
handles,
front door handles.
the front door handle, the iPad
Mm.
that everyone does paperwork on. That's important. Just anything that like is actively touched,
Yeah.
because we can't keep eyes on people all the time. So like let's say I'm tattooing someone's forearm and like blood leaks down into their hand at one point in time, and they just like touch it, and then later on they touch a door handle, right? And like and we're just not around when that
Yeah.
happens.
Honestly, I cannot tell you the number of times I've turned away for like 2 seconds and turned back, and someone's just like poking their tattoo or like the area around it or
Ugh.
something, and I'm like,
I've seen somebody like
dumbass, you know, like
getting
stop,
tattooed and there's like
like-
blood all over the drape sheet, and then they like set their phone in it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I need to clean that for you. And they're like, it's just my blood. I'm like, yeah, but like, no, we're not playing
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
And for the record, I understand that like sometimes people do that without thinking, so I've never actually called somebody a dumbass. But it's like if you touch your tattoo, you have your blood on your hands, and like maybe,
As Avenged Sevenfold once
Yeah, I was gonna
said.
say something
yeah,
real.
it sounds like a pretty hardcore song name or something. But like that's like a problem because like we don't want somebody obviously to go around and like touch other stuff, and people just do it and not say anything. And like I know I turn around and be like, yo, like go wash your hands. Like I've had people I've had to do that with,
Several times.
several
Yep.
several times.
Several times.
But like I just think those are only the people that I have seen do that. Like I
Oh, yeah,
know.
Yeah.
Or,
You
like,
know,
their
there's somebody who
friend will-
does like the.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
their friend. Like they'll have a +1, and I'll see their +1 touching.
That's the grossest
That's
thing to
so
me, bro.
gross.
Like,
Damn,
I've
bro.
seen like couples and stuff where like if you're getting tattooed, and like imagine like if you're getting like your forearm tattooed or something, and the boyfriend's just like, damn, bro.
Yeah, that's actually
That shit
that
looked like it
happens-
hurt.
That happens more often, I think, than people touching their own stuff. It's whoever's
Yep.
with them feels a need to like grab the tattoo or something.
They like touch it. Like I've seen like this has happened a lot actually, where like parents would come like for like their kids getting their first tattoo. Like I remember this kid got like Roman numerals on his chest, and the mom like as soon as it was done was like, let me see it. And just like starts like literally just touching like the whole ass tattoo. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm his mother. What the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
That there's like that, and then
Yeah.
there's like somebody who like, let's just say we're taking a break and we wrap them up, and I'm always give the disclaimer of keep an eye on it. If it starts leaking, let me know. Don't touch it. And the amount of times I come around the corner and somebody's gotten a paper towel off the station and is like dabbing their blood up, I'm like, bro, please. Like now you need to go wash your hands.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
super gross. Like okay. There's like really common things that have happened. Like I mean, Josh, this has been like your first week, so like you can talk about the things that like you messed up. Cause like Because honestly, it's good to recognize like early on, like you're going to mess up, and like it's good to remember like what you did and like how it was corrected. You know what I mean? Because like some people just think, oh, like I messed it up, like it's whatever, but it's not. Like you have to like learn how to fix those mistakes so you don't do them again.
Yeah. Definitely the big one was the first day I was there, and I was putting some more liquid Band-Aid in your cup, and just not even really thinking about it, the edge of the liquid Band-Aid touched the rim of the cup, and like I really was like, and you're like, did that touch? And I was like, I think so. And you're like, all right, that's it. We got to use all of that. Luckily, in my case, it wasn't like Mitch. Like it was almost done.
Yeah.
So we got to use the rest of it on that tattoo. And
Good
I
lesson.
didn't feel as bad, but yeah,
Yes.
it still sucked.
Yeah, the lesson is like if you may think
Yeah.
it happened, it's over. Like if there's like any doubt whatsoever, like no, sorry, I thought you were gonna say something.
I was. No, it's okay. I had a question, but
Yeah.
you can finish.
No, go for it.
So I'm gonna be honest, I kind of zoned out for a little bit.
Yeah.
But when this is like a question I have. So when he said that it touched the rim of it or whatever, was because I think I was there for that.
Yeah, probably.
Was that not you setting up?
No, it was mid tattoo.
That was mid tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that happens setting up,
That's fine.
it's fine.
It's,
Okay.
It's still a clean, sterile
Yeah.
surface.
Right.
I don't like to do that. I treat it as it's there and it's gross anyway, no matter if it's clean.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get in the habit of, oh, dude, it touched. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
My other question is, I think I can't hear right now. Is if okay, so I don't know where the lid is at. Say, I'm just gonna use this one.
It's in Chris's hand.
Chris.
He's
Sorry.
literally holding it.
You might want to also describe. Some people are just audio listeners.
Audio listeners,
Oh,
Ashley has a
okay.
bottle and she's putting a cap on it.
Yes.
Perrier.
Okay. So,
Whoa, don't
Say-
shout them out. They ain't paying us.
Oh yeah.
bro, can we get
Undisclosed
sponsored
water.
by Perrier? Like
I'll take any
sparkling
water.
lime water.
John,
Can you
please?
blur this out?
No.
Frame by frame, please pixel that out.
Sprunks is
But
frisky
so
right
say, because I know the liquid Band-Aid has like one of those like pop tops that like opens.
No, it was a
No, it's
spin off.
Oh, is it screwed on?
Yeah,
top?
yeah.
It's a screw
So
off.
it touched like right here.
No, it touched like the rim.
Yeah.
Right
so
here?
Like I held it too close as I was squirting it.
So
in,
it squirts out of like a hole,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
where the hole
That's
is
what I was
touched it.
saying. It
Yeah.
has like the pop thing and it has a hole.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it has a screw cap, and then it has like it's like a ketchup bottle.
Yeah.
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 The pop. So you pop it in and it opens.
Pretty-
And you pour.
Even if you can
Right.
technically be
Close
like,
So what I was gonna say is, if it touched like
yes,
that,
that's what
could
basically
you
what happened.
not wipe that down?
no.
No.
Why?
Okay, so here's the thing. So it's more about this, right?
If you wipe other things down that have blood on it with maticide, how does
So
you
here's the
see
thing.
the equivalence I'm making?
I understand what you're saying. So the thing is, if it's been touched during the process like that, like something like that. I'm trying to think about how
So
to
there
describe it.
there are things that are like disposable. It's like, can you risk it or not? Like not like risk it, but like for example, if you have like I don't know a battery that you have that you accidentally drop on your station that hasn't been used, that's something you got to clean off because it's a very expensive piece of equipment or something. But if you have anything whatsoever that like maybe you don't clean it well enough or maybe it's not it's not quite as sterile. You know, it's like maybe I
Yeah.
could wipe it, but like I don't really know like how much is too
Yeah.
much, or like where did it
Right.
touch? And it's like you could probably wipe it, but like don't risk like just toss it out if it's something disposable like that. Like,
Another good point to that too is so with that, right? So if you're gonna clean it, there's a chance that like while cleaning it, you're gonna get maticide in that hole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then that's you like next time on the next tattoo, that's maticide getting into the person's skin.
Yep,
You
I
know?
told you
and
about
to
that
be
yesterday.
fair, that's also like to Ashley's point, that is also extremely like if you
It
use,
is.
it's
But
very
it can
unlikely.
happen.
Well, it is unlikely because if you use a small amount of it, like on the outer rim of
Yeah.
it, like you're almost definitely not after like 2 days have passed or something, not
Right.
going to squirt maticide into somebody's skin.
Right.
But do you want to risk it?
Right.
But just don't do it
that's-
for one bottle of first aid. Just toss it. Like don't.
Yeah. I think like I mean that is a very good point. Like honestly, like I wouldn't have even considered that.
I was just playing devil's advocate.
No, that's fair.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But-
we probably play
It
it
was in the commandments.
too safe.
But so like that's the thing is like it is good to like examine those things because like you know maybe you're not looking at it from like the best angle, but the way I've always done it is if there is a chance, it's already too far.
Yeah.
You know, because like people pay a lot of money, like you don't like I don't know, man.
Let me-
I don't.
It's like
I have a
it's like
great-
I don't
leaving
wanna
a
risk it,
it's
bro.
like leaving a massage table out, and we know we wiped it down the night before, but I'm still gonna wipe it in the morning.
Yeah.
I have a great example. Okay,
I didn't
if
mean
you're
to stump you
tattooing,
so
No, you're
bad.
fine.
at some point during your tattoo career, you are going to hit your finger with the needle.
Yep.
Yep.
Gonna
I've
happen.
seen it happen to my friend.
Already accept it. Is
Yeah.
gonna happen to you, and when it happens, you have to throw that needle out.
Yep.
I don't give a shit if you're like if it hits your finger or something. Like if you hit it and it's like it like breaks the glove, and you're like, but it didn't get through my skin. You know, like
Yeah, you still gotta
like there's
chuck
no
it.
blood. Like realistically speaking, like technically speaking, it is so hard to actually transfer something like that. It really is. Like it would be so difficult to actually transmit a disease or something like.
Right.
It requires more than like barely hitting like the second layer of your skin, but it does not matter. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the technical like likelihood of it is. You throw it out, you know.
Yeah, because like the thing is like if it's disposable, it's disposable.
It's disposable.
Like,
Yeah,
You're not gonna throw the whole machine away.
No, but like it's worth, I don't know, like $2, $5, $10. Like it's worth that amount of money for the safety.
You get peace of mind
Yeah.
as well. You're
I
not
would
sitting there
also-
like,
I'd be pissed if I was in the middle of a tattoo or I was getting tattooed and somebody was like "Bang!" on their finger and they're like, "Oh damn." Just goes right back
Man,
into
let me
it.
swap
I
this
would
glove
be
out
like,
real quick.
"You gross!" Like I don't know. I would be so mad, man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like,
Well, also like especially early on, like with like Josh learning and stuff, you want to teach people to be overly cautious, so that way it's ingrained in them, right? Like it is so far to like it is so ingrained in me, to the point where, and like we talked about this the other night, like we'll like be at our homes, and something will touch the ground, and you will have like you'll drop something, and you'll have that split moment of like, oh shit, I have to clean this, like.
Chris dropped,
working in a
Chris dropped a piece of fucking like we were making chicken sandwiches, and he dropped like a crumb of this fake chicken on the ground, and he was like, "Fuck, I gotta clean that up." And then I was like, and I was like, "You just gotta throw it away." He was like, "Oh yeah, I can do that. We don't have to give it back to
Yeah.
anyone."
dude.
Also,
like,
for the record, fake chicken.
Yeah, I said fake.
tattooing will
Really?
absolutely
Yeah.
destroy the 5-second rule for you. It does
Yeah.
not exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like we were walking in the street the other day. I think like one of us like not even an edible.
Oh my
item,
God.
Like
It's
a
actually a
normal
10-second
object
rule.
hit the ground,
Yep.
and I was like, oh damn! Like my mind was like, oh, gotta get the mat aside. I think it was like my
Yeah.
phone or something. It's like your brain will just.
I sit there and
default to
tear
that.
paper towels here at
Yeah.
the house like I'm at the shop. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta get these paper towels.
Yeah, it'll happen to you, Josh. It'll like
Yeah.
It'll
complete-
hit you.
It
The
will,
phone rang while I was at the creperie today, and I almost picked it up because it's the same phone.
Yeah, it is.
And I was like, shit, I gotta answer that. And then I was like, I don't work here.
That would have been
Yeah.
sick if you picked it up. And you
I made it
Nimbus
all the way to the
tattoo.
house with the fucking phone. Like, it's
Yeah.
the worst.
I used to work at the creperie. You do not want to answer that phone.
Cross-contamination, baby.
Cross-contamination.
Actually, what are they
It's not
calling the
even that.
creperie for anyway? Like,
They make crepes.
They make.
I mean, I know they
crepes.
make, but like,
What the fuck do you mean?
why would you?
Bro,
call
why
it-
did they call it the bank?
No, I don't know. I didn't say why do they call it the creperie. Why are you calling a creperie at all?
Oh.
Like, like, do
Oh,
you know what I
for,
mean?
like,
Place it to go
catering?
order.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
to-go
place
orders?
to go. So this is what people would do. Like sometimes like our Sundays would be busy, like line out the door before we even open the door, right? And people know that. So they're like, damn, I bet you that line's like 30 deep right now. I'm just gonna call and place an order. And they proceed to place the most like extenuous order.
Can
They're
I
like,
get a crepe with
I want to
chicken?
get like 4 lattes. On the first one, we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna get like 5 crepes. And I'm like, y'all are doing this because you know we're busy, and y'all are. It's
I just can't get over the fact that Mitch is like, why would someone call a restaurant?
No, no. But like a creperie is like, like it is way different from like a restaurant. Like, I don't know.
It's a
I
restaurant.
don't feel
man,
like
I
it's
love
that
crepes.
different.
I like crepes too, but like, I don't
Have
know.
you ever
I
called
just,
a restaurant?
Yes.
Why would you
but-
do that, Mitch?
Mitch is calling Chili's like, you guys got chicken crispas?
I do
You
love
got
crepes.
chicken sandwich?
Chick-fil-A.
Nah, I don't know. It just was hard for me to think like, yeah, like I'm gonna call the creperie. I don't know. Make it
That's
No,
fair.
because they
At
don't
first,
wanna-
I was.
That makes
thought
that
you
makes
did-
sense.
I
though.
think John wants to say something.
I was just gonna say I'm so thankful that there's another fall guy besides me. Like I'm always the fall guy.
What are you talking about?
The
Wait.
call guy?
The
I
fall
just-
guy.
Fall?
What?
Yeah.
What does that
You got a
mean?
vendetta against
Like
calling a
everyone's
restaurant?
just crapping all over Mitch's life.
Oh, usually we're on
Oh.
John.
Usually it's me. So like
No.
Let's shit on
We all-
Scott.
There's
Scott
some
fucked the
solid-
Lion
We all
King.
make fun of each other.
there's some solidarity.
I'm
I mean-
sensitive. Don't make fun of me.
I don't
And
know,
for the
I-
fucking record,
I'm not
I'm a
bothered.
great maid. Okay.
Oh, I'm not bothered either. I'm just saying it's the thing.
If you call the creperie, there's something wrong with you. Just
Damn,
go
bro.
to the creperie.
I
bro.
agree.
I've
I
prank
know,
called
I
it
agree.
once, but
I
that's
don't
about it.
technically work there
Nah,
anymore.
I'm just
so I can
kidding.
say
All right.
Cross-contamination's bad.
Yeah.
If you see somebody touch a trash can and they ain't got gloves on, run.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
If they answer the phone with gloves on, run.
Yeah.
If they're using a coil and they ain't got a clipcord cover, get out of there. The bag, if the machine ain't wrapped, get out of there.
Yeah. Well, it's always interesting, like seeing someone who knows nothing about it, like learn, because like you see like switches go off in their brain. Like I was watching Josh like today, like set stuff up, and he's just like,
Yeah, I hold my hands like this a lot. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
he's
can
got,
I touch?
like-
What can I touch?
he's got like these these like clean gloves, and you can just see him like mentally just being like, I can clean this. I can't do this. You know?
yeah, you have to go
It was
through.
also my
I tried to
first
teach him
time.
clean hand, dirty hand.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you up, dude.
Today was my first time without Michael, and Chris was watching me. I'm like, oh my god, please don't do anything wrong.
They're like, don't do anything, don't do anything. Don't.
Chris
That's
is
like completely
hold on,
normal.
I need to watch him do this.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I will say I got the stencil on the first try today.
He
I was
did.
pretty
Props to you,
stoked.
dude.
Nice.
Good job.
My first stencil really fucked it up. The second one, it was like a Legend of Zelda one on the back of this dude's leg, and I fucking killed that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
And then we went to Florida, and then when we got back, I fucked the next one up 'cause I was out of practice.
I think I was your first stencil.
I thought it was Devin.
It was Devin.
No, it was me because you were like, I'm glad that you're my first stencil because if it was
I
anybody
think I was
else,
going
would
to, and then
be-
we ended up not doing it.
That's
'cause
what
you-
he's been telling all the girls.
You were my first.
No,
Every
it
shot in
legit-
the tattoo shop, I'm like,
no,
baby,
it
you my
legit
first.
was. You did it, and then Chris ended up doing it after you.
I don't remember that. You might have been the second one, and I
No,
first tried the
she's
third
right.
one. Did you get tattooed before Devin?
Yes.
Oh, Devin
They got
was the
tattooed
second.
in the same week.
Mm.
Oh, so one was you were my first one. Devin was like the second one.
Yeah.
The first client.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because you,
That's
I
fine.
legit said, "Is this your first time doing it?" You were like, "Yeah."
You're like,
"I'm glad it too because if it was anybody else, I'd be freaking out right now."
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
was freaking out, and then I was slightly off,
It happens.
and then for the next one I was slightly off, and then the third one I fucking.
I'm going to tell you something really funny that happens in apprenticeships. You'll like finally get something right, or you'll hit it the first try, and you're like so hyped on yourself, and then you will not do it right the next 5 to 10 times, and you will feel like a bag of shit.
It's rough. Or you'll get it, like you'll be on that streak of losing. So I was on a bad stencil streak, maybe like 2 or 3 stencils, And I got one first try, and I felt so good. And the person went, "Dude, that looks sick," and then smudged it. And I was like, "Fuck!" And I took it off, and it took me 2 more tries after that because there was so much blue everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do this, but like, especially Mitch.
Dude, I wiped my head. I did one of these, and I had
Oh,
a
you're talking
blue
about where I get
streak
rid
across
Dude,
my
I
head.
get the stencil stuff.
I'll like look at
over
Mitch,
me,
and
dude.
he just got that shit like Rafiki just like fucking blessed
No,
his ass.
really, I have it like on my face and stuff. Like I have like a handprint, and like it looks. I have no idea where. I won't even know it's there until Chris
Yeah.
is like, "Bro, what is
Yeah.
wrong with you?"
The other day we were working out, and I had it on my fucking on my arms, and I was
Yeah.
like, "How the fuck did this happen?"
It doesn't do that to me.
I don't.
You
know.
can't see it.
What the fuck? No,
I'm legally blind.
It would still smear.
I'm legally blind.
My first day, I looked like I killed a Smurf back there. Like it was rough. Lots of blue everywhere.
It'll get you. Also, it's purple.
Yeah, I was.
What
I
the
was
fuck is wrong
actually
with you?
just about to say.
It
I was
is
like, "Y'all
purple. It's like a
colorblind."
dark blue.
No,
it's purple, bro.
as
I'm
fuck.
glad, I'm glad we don't have
For
the red
sure.
ones, because then it would just look like
The red
that'd
ones
be rough.
suck.
the red ones are horrible.
They don't.
You
stick.
get one wipe, and then the whole
It's
thing's gone.
It's good for fine line. That's kind of the purpose of it.
We don't do that.
We sure fucking don't.
We also don't do walk-ins and don't call the shot.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to lightly touch on cross-contamination a little bit. But we can move on to our main subject.
Yep,
if
our
you'd
main
like.
subject.
The
Guys,
best All American Reject song.
Move along.
move along.
What, John?
Come on,
is it,
John.
John?
Tell me.
I'm going Dirty Little Secret on
Ooh,
that.
that's a good song, dude.
That's fine. It's just
good.
not the one Ashley wants, and she's so mad that no one else agrees with
What's
her.
what's
All right.
yours?
Mine is Swing Swing.
I'm gonna put a
No
poll
one
up.
else cares.
I will put a poll up.
It is like in their top 5.
I'll put a poll up once this episode goes
John,
live. What is
why?
the best All American Reject song?
It's Move Along.
They will vote.
It is
The
definitely-
It's
Nimbronies
so
will
fucking
vote on it.
poppy though. Like
It's
a good
clearly
song.
their best song.
It's a really good
I'll
song.
tell you what, it's so good, dude.
It's
He's so emotional.
Bionicle, baby.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh goodness,
Oh,
for sure.
Nimbronies, did y'all have Bionicles? I had so many
way
Bionicles.
more than Legos.
It was
And I used to have a pool table at my mom's house, and me and Chris would set up the Bionicles, and we would throw pool balls at them and make them explode.
Damn.
And then we would put them back together, and we would like torture.
You
Can
watched the
y'all-
movie with the gold Bionicle?
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, dude, I watched that
what
so
did
many
y'all
times.
do with the baby doll?
what?
Was that you guys?
We would
Oh,
we would cut up my stuffed animals and sew parts onto other stuffed animals.
Yeah, so we take like a Barney head and put on like an Elmo body.
It's like, what's that guy's name from Toy Story?
Sid,
Yeah.
that's
That's
what.
why we would take action figures. We would be like, he'd be like, no, and you'd be like, you'll suffer, He-Man. And we had an exercise bike, and we would make it go really fast. We'd melt their limbs off. And he'd be like, ugh, I can't hold the sword anymore. How will I fight?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, aha, He-Man.
Yeah, one person would like get on the exercise bike and pedal. as
You would
fast as
pedal
they could,
so fucking
and
fast.
you just take an extra, or you just take like a plastic toy and just, just like just decimate it.
And we were fucking poor. I didn't know we were poor, but my mom would be like, you just fucking ruined your toys. I was like, we can just get new ones. She's like, no, we can't.
We were playing. Honestly, looking back, like especially when they found out we did that shit to the stuffed animals, how they weren't concerned about us, I don't know. Cause like that's some serial killer.
Should get our
Yeah, y'all
moms
are
on
some
the
well,
show.
how would you
kids, that's-
feel if you
that's
walked
crazy.
in on Arwen doing that?
I kind of feel proud.
Like
I
that.
show her how to do it better.
You'd be like, honey, speed the bike up a little bit.
Let me pedal this for you.
You need some more horsepower.
I just come home.
It's more horsepower.
Everything's like shredded. You're like, what happened? But like, we were playing.
Honey, why is the bell head on the Barney body? I just thought it's cool.
They just love each other.
That's what their baby looks like.
Belle and the Beast.
Belle and the Beast, baby.
Oh, yeah. But our main topic
Our main topic today is what makes a good tattoo.
now. A lot of people thought this was very straightforward. It's not.
It's not. I have sent in the group chat all of the answers we got. Ashley, I'll send them to you directly if you would like them.
Yeah.
Okay. And we can kind of go through them.
So
Fucking sexist.
so how do you
You're
want
not
to do it?
in the podcast boys group chat. I'm
Do you-
sorry.
Do you guys want to just like go through them one by one and kind of like talk about them? That way we, and if we like hit something that's kind of a duplicate, we'll just like
Yeah.
acknowledge it.
All them all together. What?
All right.
Oh yeah, Brett's great. Brett's is my favorite one.
That's funny.
All right.
So shout out to Coach
why
Brett.
did you put Big the Cat?
Oh,
in
did
it?
I send that? My bad.
Big cat.
We're just gonna go ahead and shout out Brett. Brett had the
Bro, can I
best
get
answer,
this?
which is, bro, I don't know what makes it good, but y'all killing it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brett.
That's
Love
right.
you.
Josh, would you like to read the first?
Sure.
You don't have to shout out ats because some of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
might not be fun.
The
for
first
that
one
person.
says clean lines, good color saturation, artistic uniqueness.
Good
Okay.
use of uniqueness.
I would generally agree with that. Now, one thing I will say is if you like a tattoo, personally, that is subjective, clearly, right?
Yeah.
Right.
For example, personally, I don't like traditional tattoos.
Same.
I just don't. But I can still acknowledge what makes it good,
That
right?
shit slaps, bro.
Well, it's just a matter of like, is it technically done well?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what we were going for with this is what makes something technically correct. Not if you like it,
Yeah.
but
That's a very different question.
I'd also like to say that artistic uniqueness is a really difficult one to throw in there because like you can have someone that's like, dude, I love tattoos that just like be like. I remember a girl came in at the last shop we were at. She's like, I actually just like want it to look like. I forgot exactly what she wanted, but I was like, yeah, it's gonna look terrible. And she's like,
Yeah.
it's cool. I like the distressed look.
Yeah, I was
like,
getting
"The
tattooed once,
distressed look.
and
Like,
I was getting tattooed once, and
what?
this girl was getting like a trad skull, and the next thing over,
Mhm.
and he showed her the design. And she was like, "Can you just make it look like more fucked up?"
yeah.
And he's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Can you like make one of the eyes droopy and like make them not the same size and like
yeah.
just like warp it a little bit?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she sure as hell got that skull.
It's like, what if I just did this part with my eyes closed? Fuck.
Yeah.
I've seen a
He was
tattoo
wild.
where like people will go out of their way to go this guy, and it's just like really shaky, like really bad, on purpose.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's-
Oh.
And so
yeah,
there-
he's
there's-
like a really big artist.
yeah.
There's a market for stuff like that, but there, like to me, there's a like those are not good. Like I wouldn't be like those are good tattoos. Like that might be what you want.
yeah.
It might be
But-
pleasing to you like
There, yeah,
visually, but it's not.
that's not well done.
It's not
I
good.
think there's a difference between those two things, you know.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
it's okay for them to exist simultaneously, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, that's good, you know.
Right.
It's just like,
Like,
oh, that's what I want, you
Yeah.
know.
What's the next one?
The next one is that's the same as asking what makes good art. It's relative to the individual.
That is not
It's
true.
not.
Yeah, that's not true at
That's
all.
false.
I don't think that's true anyway.
You guys say what one more time?
That's the same as asking what makes good art. It's relative to the individual.
And you can ask what is good art. There's actually whole like classes devoted to like sort of
Our
dissecting
appreciation.
that. Yeah.
So, for example, like if you look at tattooing as art, like a broad spectrum of art, right?
Mhm.
So you can say, like, oh, like someone could be like, oh, like check this out. I painted this hyper realistic bus, right? And if someone's like, hey, that's not a good cartoon bus, that's technically true, right? So it's like you could look at something and be like, oh, that's a good tattoo, but it's not.
Really-
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Really
exactly.
quick, I kind of want to say this too because like there's a really important distinction to make here. So like there is a huge like world of difference between tattoos and like paintings, right?
Yeah.
So like let me give you an example. All right, if I'm gonna like for me, what I actually like personally think makes like a good work of art is I think if you have an idea or a feeling that you're trying to communicate and your
Mhm.
art can successfully communicate that to the person that is like looking at it. Do you know what I mean? Like that to
Yeah.
me is a successful piece of artwork, like whether it's like technically great or not. And that's like a painting, right?
Mhm.
Now, tattoos are so different because if you come in and you're like, bro, hit me with that Gojo. I have no like meaning. Like I'm not trying to express an idea or a concept through Gojo. I'm trying to create something that's going to fit the area. It's going to be like compositionally like sound, like all the parts of it are supposed to like work well together. There's not, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
a different thing. It's not necessarily about an idea, and it might be for the person,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm not saying that the tattoos don't always have meaning because sometimes they do, but it's different than a painting. Like you as the artist are not necessarily trying to communicate an idea.
Yeah.
So like that subjective thing does not work as well,
Yeah.
I think, in
So-
this medium.
For like what you're saying, like the point I tried to make before, I fucked it up completely. About a bus, I don't know. But like with the Gojo thing, right? It's like if you're like, I like put that Gojo on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put a Gojo tattoo on somebody on their forearm and it's upside down, the line quality is
that Gojo's for him.
it's abysmal, right? If none of the black is solid, if he's colored all the wrong fucking colors, if his hair is like neon green and like all kinds of shit, right?
Mhm.
That is a bad tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. Like, it's even down to like what it's representing is poorly done. So like you can't just be like, oh well, I like it, so it's a good tattoo.
A good example between like something like the person commenting is talking about like things being subjective, which is, it is true, there are things that are subjective, but the things that are subjective is like for me, I don't like black and gray tattoos necessarily that have like a pop of color when people
No, I
say
hate
that.
shit.
I mean, it's cool. Like I've seen some that I'm like, oh, it's kind of sick. Like I like that sometimes, but generally I don't like it. I don't care for it. So that's a thing where you can have a tattoo that is technically fantastic, looks great, the color's packed good, the lines are very clean, there's plenty of black in it, there's a lot of contrast, and it's just really well done. But maybe I don't like that you made this choice.
You really had to put the blue in the eyes.
That is a subjective choice. But you can objectively have something bad if it's just poorly done. Like if you go to do the tattoo and half of it falls out because you didn't pull the lines properly, or like it's just beat because you just tore up somebody's skin because you didn't know how to do it, or whatever, like that is a bad tattoo. And it's okay to say that,
Yeah.
You might even like it. That's fine if you like it. It's still not well done.
We all like bad things.
Who did the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
I
Chris
don't know.
loves Tusk, and that movie
was that
sucks.
Leonardo da Vinci?
Panic at the Disco, I think.
Whoever did
Leonardo DiCaprio.
if Leonardo DiCaprio came in and he painted the Mona Lisa, and everyone's like, damn, that's a good painting. Bro, if he put that shit on somebody, I'd be like, bro, that thing's beat as hell.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hit the next one?
Hit it, Josh.
Sure. Next one is proper composition, clean lines, properly placed black, not sucking.
Not sucking's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, all those are fair. All those are valid. I mean, composition is important. Again, it's like the whole thing I was talking about. Like,
We talked about that with Vaughn.
If you did the tattoo upside down, like that's bad composition.
Yeah.
It's bad placement. Like, saturation. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely true. But I mean, we have friends who are tattooers who like have asked us questions about getting better. And one of the big things I hammer home to like people when they ask is like composition. Like it has to fit the body. It has to flow with the body. If you're doing a portrait and it's facing the wrong way, because aesthetically tattoos face downward and inward, right? So, for example, Josh, if I'm like doing like a face up here, it should face this way. It shouldn't face that way.
Yeah.
So imagine like if I did a tattoo and it was faced this way and it was upside down. Like, yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be like, it's a good tattoo. It's just like backwards and flipped.
So you're saying God Country Horse is a bad tattoo?
No, that's a choice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good choice.
We tried to put it the right
I
way.
want to point out that like once you start tattooing and stuff, like you'll be watching TV and like the tattoos they put like on actors and stuff like will drive you up the wall because they'll just be something that's just straight backwards on someone's arm and you're like, but like it's, I don't know, it's just like you don't know, like if you don't do it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just funny the things you pick up on like that.
There's actually a funny one about that. I used to love the show Prison Break. And in the last season, he gets all the tattoos lasered off. And, like, he like, walks into a room and they're like, you want to get him lasered off? He's like, do it. And he just cuts to him, like, gripping the bed, like, ugh. And, like, it just cuts to the next morning. He's like, how do you feel? And he's like, lighter. And then it shows him in, like, a fucking short sleeve shirt the next day. He's, like, totally fine. I'm like, that ain't how that works, bro. He got, like, an entire...
Your skin's just sizzling.
Dude, he's tougher than you, bro.
Dude got like an entire like torso and sleeves like lasered off. Next day, like button down shirt.
Hell yeah.
Like did it all one pass. Like
Well, yeah.
absolutely not.
It just needs one session.
I was so mad.
That's all it needs.
That's funny.
The next one is color saturation and shading.
Okay.
Color saturation is
True.
important.
Those are kind of the same.
Shading is important. Style of tattoo line work, shading, and faces. I'm assuming that just means faces are like correct.
I would like to point out, this is actually a good one. Style of tattoo makes a big difference in terms of how things, like what's correct in one thing is like not necessarily correct in like another.
Mm-hmm.
Like watercolor tattoos, like the way that you have to go about like not the way you go about packing things, but like the way that things look aesthetically is like meant to be dramatically different from something that like you would do, where it's
Yeah.
like super solid or something, and like accomplishing something. It just may look different depending what you're actually going for.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going for like a really dainty watercolor tattoo,
Mm-hmm.
and then you walk out with a wall-to-wall 100% solid packed color tattoo, then that is a bad watercolor tattoo.
Yeah, for sure. It might even look good, but it's like that's not what you're supposed to do, you know?
Next one, I went to the top here. We're gonna get some fun ones out of the way, just to get some fun ones in here. If it was done at Nimbus, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I
If
like-
Mitch did it,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
like that
good.
one.
That's sweet.
That's true.
Can relate.
Why you gotta read that one?
Which one?
No, I'm not reading that.
Oh, okay.
Are we reading that?
No, go
No,
ahead.
I'm not gonna read that one.
What are you talking
Um,
about?
My favorites are how badass that shit looked
Yep.
That's a good one.
and clean lines, baby girl.
I like the one that just says cartoons.
I like
That one's good.
Is
Longevity.
Is that a joke about the
That might be somebody referencing
the other podcast?
the other podcast where y'all just do cartoons.
I hope that's a callback.
Longevity.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
That's a
Because,
good
for
one.
example, we've talked about people doing tattoos too small. Like, there are tattooers that do, like, micro tattoos, right?
They're fucking stealing your money.
Oh, yeah. When people are like, I'm going to do this Jesus portrait on your thumb, right? That's a bad tattoo, bro. I don't care if it looks great the day of. That is a bad tattoo. Because you know damn well. That's like building someone's house knowing it's going to, like, sink in 6 months. You did not build a good house.
I saw this girl that got Hogwarts, like the castle, like
I've seen
on her hand, and she was like, "This is what it looks like today." And
Yeah,
then
I saw
6
that.
months later, it was just a blob.
Yeah,
It was rough.
you knew that was going to happen.
Is that? Can I name a tattooer?
No.
Okay.
If you're
If it's
I
good,
know
if
you're
it's good,
thinking
yes.
of
If it's disparaging, then no.
it's not disparaging. It's just like kind of their thing is like micro portraits. I think I might be wrong.
You can ask.
This might be my ignorance here,
oh, okay, we can educate.
Okay, yeah.
but like Pony Lawson, isn't that what he does?
Can you look it up?
Audio listeners, all of us have now taken out our phones.
Everyone's checking it out. I think
Hold on, I'm gonna Google.
maybe they're just like small portraits, not micro portraits. There might be a difference.
There's one.
The first thing that popped up was lawnmower when I did that. So.
I mean, this is something I talked to Mitch about.
Oh, okay. I've seen this person before.
Okay. So
Because it all looks really good to me. Like,
it does. So here's my thing about that, right?
yeah.
Man, if I could get a portrait, I want that
He is very good, right? He is a
Talented.
very talented, like technically skilled tattooer. I will say, anybody who is doing that, I feel like they should know better. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because they know just through the laws of how things age that in 10 years, that is not going to look that way. And there's a line that has to be drawn, because if you have that conversation with a client and you tell them and you inform them, it's kind of like when people get wedding band tattoos and you're like, this is going to look like shit in 3 years. And if they're like, that's what I want, right? And they spend $60 and they get that. If someone spends $1,500 and they get a portrait and you tell them in 5 years it's going to look like shit and they decide to do it, I feel like part of that's on the client, but also you should just do it 2 inches bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you feel like as a tattooer you sort of have a moral obligation to tell people when they're making a bad
We
decision?
try to
Absolutely.
we try to educate.
Yeah, you always say something, but like sometimes people, like I used to have the opinion where I was like, well, it's somebody's body, and like you should just kind of like work with someone on that. But my name is also attached to it, so if I do something that looks like crap on
Yeah.
you, then like that's my tattoo, and that's a problem for me.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is like doing small tattoos on people, kind of like a weird thing is like there are some tattooers that specialize in that,
Yeah.
and they do super cool
Yeah.
tattoos. Like they look really rad or whatever. And I've seen some of them that are healed for a long time, and like they do look good. But
Location matters a lot too.
well, location matters, but that's also not Like for me, that's kind of like the exception,
Right.
not like the rule. Do you know what I mean? It's like
The
if you
norm.
got a tiny tattoo and it holds up great, sick.
Yeah.
Like the same with ring tattoos. I have seen people get tattoos like wedding bands all the way around, still on there after like
Yeah.
years. That's crazy.
But that's
Because-
like 1 out of 20.
Yeah.
So you can flip the script and
and-
like look at a big fine line flower piece. 6 months later, half of it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like that on some people versus others. Because like sometimes they're like I know nurses that have gotten like finger tat. Maybe they're just not washing their hands or something. But
That's
They
on
sure
brand.
aren't.
I've seen
That's
people
on
though
brand.
that like have gotten stuff on their fingers, and it's like I'll even tell them like, yeah, there's no way this is gonna hold up. Like you're gonna have to hit me up and ask me to like touch it up at some point in the next like month or two probably, because it's like on the sides or some shit or something. And I'll see them like a year later, and it's like fine, and like I didn't think that was gonna hold up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
you know?
Nobody said it, but I think placement is a big
It is.
deal
It
when
is
it
a
comes to
big
what
deal.
makes something good.
What was the question again?
What makes a good tattoo?
I mean, that's the broad question.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of like what we were talking about with the cross-contamination thing, right? Like, we have an obligation that if there's a chance that something is going to, like, impact the tattoo negatively, it's our obligation to tell you, right?
Mhm.
And I personally think that any tattooer who is well-educated, who has been doing this for a long time, you know if something's going to look good in 10 years. And you can choose to ignore that.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to just do it bigger.
Yeah.
Like, at a certain point, I just feel like people are like clout goblins. And they're like, how small can I do it? You know what I mean?
'cause
I use
that
a
stuff is
magnifying
huge
glass.
on Instagram. People love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And
it looks cool the day
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Exactly.
You walk out of there, you're like, man, this is fucking sick. You go get a sunburn on it, and it peels, and it's gone, and you're like,
Bro,
maybe
God,
it's not that
but-
sick.
God forbid you get a fucking scab on it.
Yep, yeah, that shit's
If
gone.
something like if I have a part on my arm where I reached under a like was it like a bench or something, and there's like a nail, and it scratched part of my tattoo. It took part of the pigment out, ever so slightly, but it's a big tattoo. If your tattoo's this big and you get a scratch on that shit, bro, that's half the face. That's all the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at a pizza place, and I cut a pizza once, and the pizza grease got on my arm and pulled the ink out of my tattoo.
I was kind of hoping you were just going to tell a completely unrelated story.
Actually, I used to work at a pizza place, and my favorite thing to eat was the crust.
I was gonna say though, when I did work at the pizza place, when he was talking about Subway and the cross-contamination,
Yeah.
it didn't matter if we or some. Oh, you know what?
Right, don't do that.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I thought you were about to
No.
dog somewhere.
No.
If you go to X Pizzeria on Fayette Avenue.
No. What I was gonna say is like we are allowed to touch the meat toppings and then the veggie toppings with the same gloves
That's fucking gross.
because it goes through the oven and it cooks it all.
Yeah.
I feel like that's still bad though, because
I was gonna say
like for
coming from like a vegan perspective
that
Or even just if you have a food allergy.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Once
that's not
again,
good.
like,
But you could say the same thing as far as like just doing veggies. If you touch onions and then you touch green peppers, a lot of people have like allergies to onions. So like you can't switch.
how's it feel being
gloves.
weak? People allergic to onions.
I'm
Yeah.
allergic to the way they taste.
What?
You're-
How's it feel being
Come
weak?
on, Josh.
we got to work on that, bro.
Apprenticeship over.
I feel like
Weird.
We're gonna make Josh drink a smoothie after this.
No, dude.
once a week, I'm
Can
just
we
gonna
do
make
that?
Josh try a new vegetable.
Would you prefer to try fruits?
I love. Yeah, I hate fruits. I'll try them.
What?
He's a fucking
Oh,
liar.
I
Look
like
at him.
fruit.
Dude, we got cuties downstairs. I'm gonna hit one later.
Ooh.
You don't crank a kid.
Can you will it?
What?
I'm sorry.
Can you?
Can you?
Ashley.
Can you?
And
Will it?
Ashley's
And
brain
you,
just
and you,
shut
and when you,
down.
and you, and
Can
you
I?
could do,
Yes. Will it taste good? Yes.
Have you ever?
And then
When
you,
you-
could, and when,
Have
when
you ever had
and you
a-
love him so much you could do anything?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the video of that guy that takes the orange off of the tree, like in? You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, no.
No,
are you
you're thinking of the
talking
video we watched.
I was
Yeah.
thinking what we watched earlier.
He
Yeah.
takes it
Oh,
off
it's
the
cra-
tree.
it's
What
like
happened?
he's just pouring orange juice out of this orange. Like he cuts it right off the tree, and it's just like gushing.
So much
He talks about it so sensually.
This is
I
like
mean,
this
it
is
kinda-
like anytime somebody's like, Chris, can you put boobs in this tattoo? He's like, how much boob you want?
No, my first question when someone asks me for anything lewd is how much juice
How much
do you want?
juice? Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then the second
The answer
question,
should be excessive amounts.
the second question is what kind.
Yeah, what kind did you?
I
Can we not do the
like
drool?
either of those
What's the next
either.
one?
This
Yeah.
person took a different approach to what makes a good tattoo. They said the tattooer. A bad experience can cause negative memories associated with the tattoo.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
1000%.
Yeah.
I've talked to so many people that have like just told me horror stories about someone that's like, I don't know, someone like rips a line of coke or something in the bathroom.
yeah.
Like, and then
That
comes
happened to
back.
me.
Yeah, or like, oh, maybe that was you that told me that
Ash was
story.
like, well, that
Oh,
was
like,
me.
Yeah, stuff like that, or people that just like are just like drunk during the tattoo, or just mean.
Hey,
or
can you
just-
stop talking so I can like pull this line? Because you're fucking being annoying right now.
Chris to me.
That was not about me. That was about someone else that we
yeah.
know.
I said Chris to me.
I know.
It was a joke.
I know. But
Me and Ashley are trying to watch
Oh.
Harry Potter, and Chris is like, bro, can you stop moving? Can you stop casting Flipendo right now?
for the record, when Ashley talks,
When
she
Columbium-
full body talks. When I'm trying to tattoo her, she's flailing. So yeah, stop talking. But no, like, I think that's right because I know a lot of people who, honestly, like the tattoo artist turned them off of just getting tattoos in general. You know, because like they had
Yeah.
a terrible experience or.
If you're like, if he's like creepy, or if they're creepy, or like,
Mhm.
there's so many factors that can play into wanting to do that, and then you're like, man, now I have to look at this thing forever, or until I get somebody to cover it up.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, like you have a lot of like memory and literal skin space tied up in like that. Like people remember that day, you know, because
Yeah.
like they got that tattoo.
It's every day for us, but that's their special day.
It's every day, bro.
Every day we make the memory.
No, but I think that's very right. I definitely would not have packed up and moved a whole state away if you three weren't the people that you are, for sure. Like,
Thanks,
Keep going.
man.
Keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah. No, for real.
I'm gonna
If
put
you-
this on my positivity wall. Keep going.
Yeah.
Michael's edging right now.
For
Tell
the
me,
audio
tell me again
listeners.
how I'm really sweet.
The sweetest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but it does make a big difference. And if you're thinking about getting tattooed at Nimbus, you should. You won't regret it.
Just because you get tattooed there doesn't mean you get a job. Just for the record.
For the record, I didn't get tattooed on that building until I already had the job. So
Yeah.
That is also true.
I got tattooed and they made me the maid. So
hell yeah, we did.
You're not helping Chris's case about not getting a job just for getting tattooed.
That's true.
Bro, show up at Nimbus Tattoo, just get tattooed once. We'll find work for you.
Yeah, we'll find something. I'm sure.
We'll trade
I'm-
something.
Poor
Yeah.
There
Billy.
you go.
Poor Billy's like descending from the ceiling. Like, can I do that?
if anybody wants to be the duster of strictly like the figures, it's all yours.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that is the
apparently
worst.
Ashley will pay you.
She's like, I'll put you on the payroll, babe.
What's the next one?
Dude, let me get Sweet and Longevity. Crispy lines,
Okay.
contrast.
Ooh, contrast is a
ooh.
really, really, really good one.
I love contrast in tattoos.
Mm.
I go for maximum contrast at all times. Like,
Remember when TVs had that little dial you could turn the contrast
yeah,
up?
I just crank it, dude. Like, my tattoos have like an excessive amount of black in them. Like, it's awesome.
Hey, you gotta have the dark to
Well,
have the light, man.
Yeah.
do.
The thing I think, this is something Chris has like told me time and time and time again, but it's something like once you know it or you like see the difference between like tattoos that do have it or don't, like tattooers that try to do like lightning or like electricity, just like anything like that that's got like a glow or like a light source to it or something, and they don't put like anything dark by it. Like they just try to do like
Yeah.
color and they're like, I'm just gonna do some blue lightning in front or something.
white.
It does not really work well
Yeah.
because there's no separation between things. And like I do black and gray, like you have to have contrast. Like if I ever do a tattoo and I'm kind of like, not that I'm like dissatisfied with the tattoo, but if I'm ever like looking, I'm like, it could be better. It's usually because I'm like, oh man, like I should have done more black. Like almost always, I'm like I should have done more black, or the lines should be like a lot thicker than they are because like that can help a little bit. Or any number of things. And actually, while we're at it, if we're talking about like what makes a good tattoo, like in my opinion, what I think a good tattoo is things that I personally like and I think almost always look good is whenever there are very, very thick, clean lines.
Yeah.
Generally around the edges of something, it usually like really kind of like pushes it out, pushes it forward. I think there's a lot of contrast. I think that if you have like really clear separation between things, that looks good. And we're talking about composition. I think to be more specific, I think that a really good tattoo has a maximum of 3 elements and usually like a minimum of like 2. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're doing like a character in like kanji, right? Or like character in fire or character in lightning. You can maybe get away with the 3rd thing when people start to stack like 4.
Bro, I need his cloak, like, and then I need his hands, and I need the sword, and
Well, what if you think about like huge back pieces though?
It's different. Maybe. But even then, I think you get it carried away if you have too much stuff. It's just
you get lost in the sauce.
Because like, okay, so it's like I was showing you a tattoo I really like, which is Matt Curzon, and his stuff is like he does like massive back pieces. Right? He just did like a skeleton on someone's back, and it's like it's just the skeleton, bro. It's sick. It's sick as fuck. You can see that shit from across the football field. You know what I mean? Like
that's sick.
And it's gonna age well. It's gonna look good forever. And like his stuff, like this dude did like a bat with like a moon, and it was this girl's hip to her ankle. It was just a bat.
That's crazy.
It was fucking awesome.
That's
right.
really cool.
And like, if anyone's curious about like, sometimes like the idea of like less is more and like high contrast, look at Matt Curzon's work. That dude is like an expert in that entire like theory. Like he does one thing, big as fuck. Like he'll do like an additive. He'll do like a bear with like a rose, or like I don't know. Are you looking it up, Mitch?
No, I was looking at something else.
I'm just like, I'm actually checking my emails.
No, I was looking at another artist that I really like.
But like he'll just do like 2 things, like Mitch is saying, like max. But if you do those 2 things and just crank it up to like an absurd degree, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
The best back pieces are like simple.
Like black and gray is like one of my favorite things, obviously, and like one of my favorite artists right now is, I think I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's like Luca Cataneo art. And he just does like a bunch of stippling in black, and he's got like lots of like negative space in his tattoos. But like, yeah, check it out. I've shown you his work before. It's really cool. You know.
Yeah, you can talk.
And sorry, I just like was zoned out. I was looking at it. But like, he's just got like lots of like negative space and like lots of like really cool stippling, and like everything is like really like clear. Or there just be like sections of something that's just straight black when maybe like it wouldn't be normally, and I'm like, oh, it's just so sick, man.
Yeah,
I just like it a lot. And so like those are the things I think look really good, you know.
I'm gonna go in here and like some of these tattoos because you haven't liked any of them.
That's fair.
Come on, man.
Mitch is like, damn, this is sick.
This is sick.
It's one of my favorite artists.
Help him out. Like and
Did
save.
he even follow him?
I'm gonna hit a couple
Yeah,
of
I
likes.
followed him.
You're gonna.
Yeah, that
Chris
one's
is gonna
good,
scroll to the
that
top.
one's
Not
good.
followed.
I can unfollow him. Oh, he liked that one. Good job, dude.
Thanks, man.
Proud
Appreciate
of
it.
you.
Sick.
That's
No,
one of
he's
the-
really good.
Yeah, I like that guy's. I like that guy's work a
That was-
lot.
You would have had to clean
First
that.
there.
That was a moment.
Oh yeah.
Line weight. Color choice.
Line weight is a big one because, you know, like if you're doing a back piece, like you're not gonna use like a 3-liner. Do you know what I mean? Like
Russell enters the chat. I do an entire back
with a 5. Like it's like having the right tools for the job. You know, like you're not gonna do a finger tattoo with like a 24 round shader.
Jeez.
There's some fucker in Russia that does it.
I'm sure,
Guaranteed.
but you know, it's like, but that's important. Like you need to like use the correct line weights for the tattoo, and also like to go with the contrast thing. I use like super thick lines and then like really really tight lines. Like I'll use like an 18 round shader and like a 3-liner. You know,
Yeah.
because it's maximum contrast you can possibly have.
Yeah. Yeah, the more you can separate things, the better. I think that looks good. Even in small tattoos.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to have.
Nothing's worse than someone who has a sleeve with very little contrast, and it just looks like a big blob
It's just a
on their
mess.
arm, or leg, or wherever.
Yeah.
You know when somebody has to go, what is it?
Yeah,
Dude, that's so bad.
That's rough.
Yeah,
I have a Chris House original from like 10 years ago.
You bring this up like
11 years
every
ago.
podcast.
So
The
on.
thing is, dude, it hits all of this. Because the amount of times I go, what is that? I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and then I have to go through this long, drawn out thing, and then they're like, oh, I still don't see it. And I'm like, great, dude. Lovely.
I feel like that's because I changed my name at a certain point. So like that's not even a Chris House tattoo. That's my past life. That's my dead name. Bro.
I just dead named
Can't believe
Chris.
you dead
Sorry.
named
Dude,
dude.
just get that big The big X on there.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna get
man.
big X's over all of it. Be like,
Heck
fucking
yeah.
Ray.
Dude, shout out to Ray. Hey Ray, if you're listening, I just need 3 big X's.
I'll let him know. I'm gonna see him in like a week and a half.
And then Merc City across my stomach. Just
And I need 666 across.
She sure does.
That
gonna
one's
hit-
for Mitch.
you're gonna hit some stomach
Dude,
tats.
come on, man.
It's actually for me.
What's remaining really is all just composition.
There's a lot of that.
Artist enthusiasm is one that's here,
Mm-hmm.
With that, I'll say something.
and then creative freedom.
Those two go hand in hand because I am not going to be stoked about a tattoo if you're like pigeonholing me on some shit. You know, if you're like, if I'm like, hey, like I've designed this, I've redrawn this like 7 times. This is the best version of this I can possibly do. Like I'm really excited, and they're like, what if we just do this? And it's just like you can tell the people who just want to be able to like later on in life be like, see this part? That was the part I did.
That was
like
me.
that was my choice. Get over yourself.
My
Like-
mom looks at that tattoo on my leg that Chris did 11 years ago, and she looks at that anchor and goes, "That was me."
You would have had a much better tattoo had she just like left
Just
it
let
alone.
it lie.
And yeah, it's like our enthusiasm is directly tied to how much creative control we can have. Not to say like we want to like dictate the entire thing.
Ashley is now looking for the audio listeners. Ashley is looking under the table at this tattoo that Chris did 11 or 12 years ago because I think she just realized that it was an anchor.
Stop looking at it. You don't look at train wrecks, Ashley. You just move on.
No.
There's green in the
That's-
rope.
That's one of the ones that you just can't stop looking.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
No, it
So
is.
originally you just wanted the Lotus Speed.
I just wanted the Lotus Bee flower.
Yeah.
Me and my
And-
girlfriend at the time were just going to get Lotus Bee flowers.
And your mom was like, slap a fucking anchor.
My
on
mom
that.
was like, you should get something that means something. Like, your grandpa was in the Navy. And I was like, cool. I was like, hey, Chris, because this is back when red Ticonderogas and you had to put that shit together by hand. I was like, hey, my mom wants to put an anchor in it. He's like, cool. I already have an anchor drawn. I'm just going to stick the 2 things together.
Oh yeah, back in the day. Back when I thought I could do new school, I could not. I feel like a hair splitter.
I'm definitely a big proponent of letting your artists do kind of what they want to do. That's definitely something I've learned over time. And when I've gone to Mitch, like, I'm like, when I talk to him about it, I'm like, what do you want to do? Because that's what's going to end up looking the coolest.
Well, like,
There's a
within
healthy-
reason.
Yeah, of course.
There's a balance there because, like, honestly, there's like 2 ends of that, right?
Mhm.
If somebody comes in and they're like, bro, I want this thing to be so specific. Like, it's got to be this frame, this character, this big. Got to have this thing. I want this word in there, and anything else you want to do is cool. Like that's
Yeah.
that's horrible.
You're like,
But
thanks.
Yeah.
if you come in and like I know you well enough now that if you were
Yeah.
like hit me with something like here, I would be fine.
Yeah.
But like if I don't know you all and you're like anything,
That's fair.
that's
Then
scary.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like you may not like what I have to give you.
I did that the first time I saw Josh Bovin. I went in, I was like, Josh, what do you want to tattoo today? And he went, I don't know, man. I just do some dragons. Go pick a dragon.
See, that's a little different though, because
Yeah.
he does like traditional stuff out of a book. But I don't know. For me, like if someone was like, "Bro, just let me get like whatever you want right this second," I'd be like, "I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like tattooing Samus Aran from Metroid."
Hey, speaking of that, hey, Scott. You got to get that Samus tattoo.
Do it.
I
Do
would
it,
love to.
Scott.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never gotten a tattoo Samus. I
It'd be
think it's sick. I'd love
Super
to do
sick.
it. And like people can be for anime, so it's like no one's gonna be like, "Yo, hit me with that Samus."
Is there a Metroid manga?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I think there is.
I'm telling y'all.
I mean, I would love to do it just because it's, I don't know, it'd be cool. It's different.
Yeah.
I can make the visor glow. Be sick. You know.
Sick.
I want I got a Metroid tattoo. Like I would commit to this if I had space. But you know that Metroid Fusion where the infected Samus, there's that one shot where like the zombie is in the suit and the visor's glowing.
Yeah.
Write this down. I might fucking be like, hey Chris, hit me with this.
For
good thing it's
audio
That's
listeners,
the shop,
no
bro.
one's writing it down.
It
John,
is-
write this down.
I got no.
John's like, I'm gonna time.
Write down the
stamp it."
timestamp.
Well, ideally for me, if you're trying to get a tattoo, like I think the right thing is like if you're gonna give me a character, just give me like if there's something important to you, like if you want Goku, just tell me like I want Goku from the Saiyan Saga, or like I want Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know, like tell me like
Yeah.
what you want, and like if you're just cool with me just kind of doing it, like that's the
Yeah.
best thing.
Yeah.
Like
possible.
if you can just give me like the character and like emotion, I'm fine. Like you could be like, I want Itadori. happy.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah, that's cool.
But if you're like, I want Tanjiro using third form water breathing from this specific thing. I want him to be this size on my leg. I want the sword, and then I also want Nezuko in it.
And I also want to pay you $200.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full
It's-
body, please.
It's all. I will say it tends to be kind of not annoying. That's the wrong word. So like, please don't take that the wrong way. If somebody's asked me for this, it's not annoying, but it's difficult to explain to somebody why it is not good, typically, to send me a message or somebody and be like, I want this scene. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you can sometimes like make it work, but if you're like, I want Tanjiro doing the Hinokami Kagura thing when he cuts, like whatever. You're like just
Yeah.
spoils something
Yeah.
for someone. Yeah, whatever. It's been out for like years. You're fine.
Fuck off, bro.
But,
Spoiler
yeah,
alert.
spoiler alert. When he like cuts his character's head off or something, right? It's like, I want that moment. So like, where do you want that? You want that in your forearm?
Back.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like how do I
Yeah.
arrange that? You're like you can
Add a
maybe make it
dragon.
work, but
Dragon.
that's like a little too much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like maybe that doesn't fit the body part. Are you wanting that specific moment like from the TV onto your arm? Because like
Yeah.
that doesn't work like ever.
I think
really.
it's better to just say like if that's what you're into, right? If you're like you want that specific scene, you could just say like, hey, like if you're unfamiliar with it, this is the scene. This is like the feeling I'm going for.
You can reference it.
Yeah, because like for
That's
example, like I have so many people hit me with like, I want Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like when he fights Cell. And it's
I want end of cell game
yeah,
Gohan.
and it's like,
you're
cool. I know what
sick.
that is, and it's like, to be real with you, the animation around that arrow was kind of beat.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like
Yeah.
3 or 4 like really good keyframes from that, and guess what? I've tattooed all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I-
if you want Cell Games Gohan, bro, just be like, I like Super Saiyan 2, Cell Games Gohan, and I'll figure it out and I'll do it differently than I've done it before. But like, I'm not gonna do like that exact moment.
Yeah.
Like, it will like, but as long as you can look at the tattoo and be like, oh, and someone's like, oh, that's like Cell Games Gohan. Like, you did the job. You did good.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be like an exact copy of like a still frame for you to get what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. I think like asking somebody to like reference something is good. Like someone asked me for actually Super Saiyan 2, like the father son Kamehameha
Yeah.
wave thing, and
I've done it.
again, dude, it's like there really isn't like a lot of good stuff. So like I pulled reference from Dragon Ball Fighters, like the game.
Hell
Like, I
yeah.
pulled him like doing his like thing for some of like the angles, and like it's hard, dude. It's so hard finding good reference for stuff.
Came out
It's
sick
old.
though.
Thanks, man. It was
Chris has run out of Gohans, but if anyone wants a great Saiyan man,
Dude, I
Dude,
want
that
to
would be
do.
so
Oh my
sick.
please
god!
hit up Chris. We talk about that like we've talked about like 3 mornings in a row after our workout. We will sit there and talk about Dragon Ball, and Chris is like, bro, I just want to do a great Saiyan man.
Please, he's so sick. I'll hit you with this: a couple, right? Get a great Saiyan man and great Saiyan woman.
That'd be sick.
I would love it. I understand that she's only in like I think it's like movie 15 and it's like not canonical. I don't give a fuck.
Who fucking cares?
It's sick. I love Videl.
Couples tattoo idea: get Bibbidi and Bobbidi.
And have a kid and name him Boo.
Name him Boo. Baby gets Boo on.
Sick.
Fresh out the womb.
Fresh out the womb. Chris is like, I gotta get this big. Make him sign a contract.
Now.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about very, very quickly because we're at the end of this. Before the end of the year, I want the viewers to decide what fashion they would like this to happen. Mitch and I have
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew that's what he was about to say.
Mitch and I have a slap bet. And we've talked about it before, but it was about will Breath of the Wild 2 come out this year? The Legend of Zelda.
You were fucking
And Mitch was stupid, and he said, yeah, of course it will. They said it would. As if people don't lie all the time. And so I want the games coming out next year. So I get to slap Mitch in the face one time. It's going to be sick. And I want everyone to bask in this glorious moment with me.
I have not done anything to anybody.
He gonna slap the shit out of you.
I love you so much, Mitch. But guess what? If you got to slap me, I would want it to be in glorious fashion as well.
Yeah, that's fair. I think if we're gonna do it, we need to get like. I mean, you gotta hook us up, John.
John, you
Like,
got a Phantom cam?
the best. Yeah, Phantom camera. Just
So like how should we do this? Like I want like viewer input. Like cuz we can do it on the
Pick a
podcast,
setting.
but
Like,
we could also have like Because like I said, we could do it during the podcast, but like John has a really nice camera. I know we want to do it in slow motion.
We can go on location.
Like, is there a place you want me to do it? Are we doing it in public?
I'm gonna
like,
grow a beard like Josh before we.
Cushions the blow.
So like, just slap him and he'll fall into our pool.
That'd be sick.
Slow-mo
Mitch
the
is on top of a waterfall.
Oh my god.
You know, like some,
Trying to kill him?
Great.
No, he won't fall. You think he's weak?
Mitch is strong.
He works
dude.
out with Coach Brett Owens, dude.
It's true.
The core strength.
But I want to put up a poll, or not a poll, but like a suggestion thing. Like, I want viewers to write in their suggestions for how and where I should slap Mitch.
Do you want them to,
Watch
like,
Chris knock me completely.
we could
unconscious.
write like
Video.
I'm training like 6 days a week.
on a tree
can
in
make
the
a
backyard.
prompt.
Just,
His hand's just bleeding.
I can make a prompt that's like location,
God.
preference.
I don't
When
Do
think
they
I can-
want when? Do they want it scripted? Like
God.
Like
it
when?
could be a dramatic
WWE
scene.
style.
Please.
John,
I got this.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go.
So here's what
keep
you
this
do.
in mind too, real quick. My birthday is coming up.
Oh, come on.
Slap him twice.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
Go ahead, John.
God.
All right. So here is what we do. Instead of at like location, like body part, whatever.
No, it's in the face.
Damn.
Yeah, that
It's in the-
that was the
Yeah, the
It's gotta be
the
the
bet
As the
was in the face.
moderator, it is the
Okay.
face.
All right.
Not
So
the
it's the
face.
face.
Oh, you are
His
the new
money
slide back
maker.
commissioner.
Yeah, I'm the commissioner of that.
Whoever can write us in 5 sentences or less the most articulate like story, think manga, think like how this would go down.
Chris and Mitch will learn Japanese for these 5 lines.
I
I
will
not.
I will do my very best
You can dub
to
me.
craft this in a way that like looks
Oh, we're gonna
an
do it like
anime.
cinematic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mitch is gonna be
John's
like
dusting off
Totomato.
that,
This is
that film
way
school
too
degree.
extra,
No,
guys.
it's not.
All right, I want to be
It's not.
clear. I've been
Speaking
playing
of
The Legend
extra, if you
Zelda.
want to be an
Cut
extra in this
Mitch's mic
film,
off.
If you want to be an extra in the film,
I've been playing Zelda
That would be
since I
sick.
was like 4. It was the first video
How's it feel to be
game
wrong?
I ever got.
Can you guys,
They
like,
have never
cross-play
put a
Zelda?
game out on time, ever. They've delayed
why'd you
every
say?
single one. Because I'm an idiot, Michael. That's why.
I gave him so many chances to back out.
man,
I was like, Mitch,
I-
I'm telling you,
I
it's
wanted
not
to believe,
happening.
man.
I hate to watch someone get punished for their optimism.
Like I'm gonna storyboard this thing. Like
oh
we will-
my
Hell yeah.
god.
But- okay,
but
so yeah.
listen,
Come
listen.
on, this is
So,
not
okay.
what I agreed.
Okay, so basically, no, you get yeah.
I'm gonna
So-
have people
so
write
we're
the script
right.
out.
So we're basically going to treat it like a pitch meeting, right? So like,
Yeah.
send us your pitch.
Should
for how
I have to
should
do it in
slap
text
Mitch.
form? Should I have
Yeah.
audio messages? Like, because we'll hit a
Video
cap on how
messages
much
would be
we
good.
can.
I was about to say, yeah, it needs to be like okay, okay, so it can't be longer than like the character count for an Instagram DM.
Okay,
Jeez.
Yeah, that is the rule. It cannot.
it's one message.
It's one message.
You can be as long-winded as you want, as short. It doesn't matter. But if you, let's say this, if we pick it, then we can ask you to elaborate.
Yeah, you will have a co-writing credit.
Yeah, and we'll
Sorry, man.
we'll go in on it.
What is all
okay?
this? Dog?
Scott's
I
the-
just thought
Scott's
he was
the
gonna
producer.
slap me in the face. That was gonna be the end of it.
I don't know
Now
if
you're
I
doing
can watch
storyboarding.
Dude, I cannot wait to make my high school drama teacher proud.
Chris, do you want
We-
me to wait to make your banner till we can get a still frame on the banner of you slapping Mitch?
No,
That'd be sick.
no, I don't want to. I don't want to embarrass Mitch.
Oh, it's fine.
Damn.
It's cool.
But just, I feel like
Don't stop now.
every
Whoa, we haven't called you short at all today, dude. Just
Oh,
chill out.
God.
dude, I'm gonna have to like slap down. But like,
Damn.
they always say to not punch down in comedy.
Hey, they say that.
But
I'm gonna have to call a drama teacher. We're gonna have to get some acting lessons in here.
yeah.
We can drive him out.
But every time like we work out together, and like Mitch sees I'm getting a little more muscle, Mitch is gonna sweat a little bit more.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
But yeah, so I don't have a deadline, but like it has to happen before the end of the year.
This
Is
weekend.
the anticipation making it worse, Mitch, that it just keeps getting prolonged?
Nah.
What,
I,
no?
I've already been slapped by life so much in my my soul face. you
Oh,
know?
that
yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
that makes me
Need some
sad.
homework.
I'm
I didn't
just,
want to hear
just
that.
ready to go, man.
Oh man.
I've been slapped by life a lot, Mitch. Let me slap someone else.
You're just gonna transfer it to me. Just
Yeah.
You feel so much better.
Hey,
Honestly,
John has something.
so what if we do it New Year's Eve?
Oh, you're gonna make me ring in the new year
At
like
midnight.
that?
By
Damn,
ringing
bro.
in your
By
ear.
ringing in your ear, bro.
All right.
I
That
don't
might be
know.
an audio nightmare. We'd have to compete with like.
Yeah, I'm not hung up on the date because like maybe
Okay.
because like what if someone's pitch is like time sensitive?
Fair.
Like
Sure.
I don't
Oh, yeah,
want
sure.
to pigeonhole these creative people.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, it's pigeonhole. You've said pigeonhole like 4 times, and every time.
You don't want to hold a pigeon?
I'd love to. Hold
I
a
wanted
pigeon.
to in New York, man. They don't give a shit.
Pigeon gang.
They do not. They do not.
I'll put a thing up this weekend. It's gonna have to be a video. I'm not gonna type all this out on the
Yeah.
story. Kind of explaining this.
Yeah,
Give it an intro. We'll start taking some submissions.
yeah. And you should just say like to watch the full episode for context.
You got to throw Zelda music behind it.
Dude, what if you dressed up as Ganon? Mitch dressed up as Link,
That would be so good.
and you
Okay,
just
what if you
slap
guys
the
do-
absolute piss out of it.
That would be really
Or what if I dress up as Link and he dresses up as Zelda? And I just like,
Damn,
We
bro.
can't have that one.
That's problematic.
is it?
That's problematic.
That is problematic. We can't do
Yeah,
that
it
one.
feels problematic.
That just came from the
Wait,
guy
would
that
it be
wanted
more
to.
po-
You wouldn't let me do a
Borat
European
intro.
accent. But
Right.
You're like, man, he's gonna slap that bitch.
Right. Right.
I guess that's fair. Yeah,
Think of the optics.
that's fair.
Hell.
Okay,
Oh,
so we get the whole gang.
God.
We get the whole gang together. We're all dressed up as different Smash characters.
We're pitching.
Chris final
Okay.
smashes Mitch
Okay.
off the stage.
Okay. Hey, anyone in this room is welcome to submit a pitch.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Can I do multiple? Is it one?
No.
No,
One.
you get one.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm getting slapped one time.
It's one time.
One
There's no.
time.
It's a one take. There's no retries. Like once my face hits his hand, it's over.
Once
Wait,
my
is that-
face
your
hits
face
my
hits
hand.
your face hits his hand?
Yeah.
No, other way. It's opposite day.
Chris is like, once the tables turn, the tables have turned.
Oh, how they have turned.
The tides?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna work out my cheek muscles. That way, he's gonna slap me. And he's gonna hurt his hand. Like,
Dude.
I'm gonna
Catch it.
get Mitch's phone. He's gonna be texting Brett.
Chew a lot of
Brett, how
gum.
do I make my cheek stronger? And he's like, just do squats. He's like, other
whatever, man.
cheeks.
Gotta take one for the team.
All right.
I'm gonna hit him with the spin attack.
Dude, I'm gonna
you do a complete 360 all the way around. Oh man.
That's good.
Damn, that's gonna be good. I want to be dressed up in all blue, like face paint, blue Smurf, and I just want to be Navi. And I just want to be floating my. Listen, Chris, beat his ass.
He's like, hey,
Okay.
hey, try slapping Mitch.
Chris tries to up C and get Mitch's description, like Mitch, white bread boy, likes
Bro.
chicken sandwiches, is short,
All right.
weakness is face.
All right. State and celebrity.
Wait, I'm gonna I want Ashley and Josh to do it.
Yep. When do y'all pick us? We have to do. Oh, you don't listen.
So every
State
week,
and a celebrity.
Oh, yeah, I know.
somebody calls out a state and a celebrity. So pick a state or a celebrity.
But this is
Do
like
you-
in a negative light.
Do you,
Yes,
yeah,
and then
do you
we'll end
want
it on a
this- Do
positive
you want
note.
the state or do you want the celebrity?
Ashley's like, do I know any states? She's like, I look at a compass in a minute. Audio viewers, there are wheels turning right now. This is literally, you have two choices. Do you
I
want the
don't like
state or do you want the
this.
celebrity?
Oh, I don't know. Oh,
Josh, which one do you want?
yeah.
I'll do the state.
All right,
Have
Josh.
you got, I can't remember.
He's like, there's only 15 though.
Celebrities, there's so many.
Have you guys already done California?
We have not.
Yeah, that's my state.
That's
Fuck
what I was
California.
gonna say.
Why?
If I picked state, because I don't like the West Coast, the fault line, the natural disaster kind of thing. Like, so maybe it's not like necessarily the people in the state. It's just like
We already said it. Fuck California.
I'm a big fan of the Pacific Northwest, but Pacific Southwest,
Specifically,
No
I don't like
Bigfoot,
it.
man.
specifically,
specifically
They don't have
speaking,
specifically,
They don't have
specifically,
stunky.
California's just overrated.
garbage.
Ashley.
All right, so
Celebrity.
who's the celebrity then?
All right, Ashley.
And it has to be in a negative light.
Yeah.
We're talking shit. And then we'll end it on a positive note.
You want me to do it?
The wheels are turning. No, she has to.
I've
no,
never
you
done
gotta
it.
let her.
I can do this.
can't
I
be
You
just,
got this.
She's thinking. The
I wish
hamster
I had
is in the
known
wheel.
about this at the
and it's
beginning
running.
of the podcast, so I would have had all this time to think about my answer.
Okay.
I don't.
Take your time.
So
John, keep this on.
I mean, yeah.
While she's thinking, what
I
happens
don't
when we
edit,
run
like
out of
it's-
states?
We'll just go. We'll
Go
start
by
with
county.
Countries?
We'll do
that-
counties.
No, can't do countries.
I'll be like, man, fuck Sumter County. Fuck Fayette County.
Can I take a poll of some of the other celebrities you guys have? Like,
We've done Rob Dyrdek, Robert
Okay,
Pattinson,
Oh,
Alex
dude.
Tate,
Ben Affleck, I think.
Ben Affleck.
okay.
I wasn't happy about that one.
Aside from Tate, I like the rest of those people.
Who else did we do?
Yeah, it's not necessarily if you like them or not. It's just kind of like,
Like Rob Dyrdek
For
and
fun,
Ben
for
Affleck,
silliness.
we were clowning on their tattoos.
yes.
Robert Pattinson was the one that where Mitch laid into Batman for a good part of the episode.
That's fair.
Andrew Tate's just Andrew Tate.
I actually don't.
We
know who
we
that
called
is.
out Brian
That's
Kemp at
good.
one point.
Yeah, we did.
That's a Georgia
That's-
celebrity.
That's fair.
You just gotta pick one
Just hit
person.
it.
One person
Come
you
on.
don't like.
The music's fading
What's a
in.
movie you hate?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a movie villain that you really hate?
John's fading the music
It's
in
like
right
one
now.
of those things where it's like, I don't ever think about this, and now that y'all are making me think about it, I just.
You need to pass it to John.
You can do it next
John-
week.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
one
let me get
locked
it
and
next
loaded.
week. I'll
Okay.
think about this, and I'll hit
Okay.
y'all with something good. Okay.
What you got, John?
Megan the Stallion from that awful She-Hulk.
Oh, I saw the
Ending.
scene. I've
So
only seen
rough.
the scene. That's the only thing I've seen of She-Hulk, and I
Same.
literally never want to watch that show.
So bad.
Dude,
I haven't seen it.
I don't know what you guys are
I don't-
talking
yeah, I
about.
don't
it
know what
made
you're
me
talking about.
really upset. I
It's
was like,
rough,
the
dude.
episode. I've
Oh,
been
you're
fine.
cool
I've been
here.
cool. Like I like the show so
Nah.
far. I like the episode okay.
That shit's
And then they
crazy.
hit me with the end, and I was like, hey, it's time to stop.
It's time to stop.
I
John,
saw
edit
someone.
that in.
I'm so.
I saw.
I'm so
So,
can
I
alter
saw
that.
someone post that scene. It was like, and you guys make fun of anime for being weird. It's rough.
It's
Oh.
She-Hulk twerks.
All right,
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so let's be positive. Let's pick
Yeah.
something positive.
Positive. I did a good design for once.
You
You
did.
did do a good one.
Hey, I wouldn't say for once, but you did a great job.
For once.
Michael's learning composition right now, and I was very proud of him.
Should we say something positive about nurses? Because I feel like I'm gonna go to the hospital. She's
Brett's
like,
wife is a nurse.
I saw
Shouts
you.
out Brett's
Yeah,
wife.
there we go.
Brett's wife is a nurse.
Yep.
The house. Never mind.
Yeah, just don't. Just
Yeah, just let it be positive. Damn it. Why can't we have good
Especially if Brett's name is involved, it has
No,
to be
no, it has
positive.
nothing to do with Brett.
I know.
things? That's
I
to
know.
Brett's wife.
No,
All right.
no, I know what she's gonna say, but it's not something worth going to.
Shout out to nurses. Y'all are the real ones. Y'all do
Yeah.
more than the doctors do. Let's be real. Fuck doctors.
Facts.
But just remember your cross-contamination.
End
Yeah.
positive. Dang.
Oh, shout out to nurses. Y'all do more than doctors. That's positive.
Sorry, doctors.
Y'all do more than I do.
Bye.
Hey guys, I love you. Have a great rest of your evening. This is the AMR section.
Oh wait, aren't you gonna sing a song to John? Aren't you gonna sing a song?
John's
to
gonna sing.
But make it country.
Ooh.
little
Oh.
Green Day action.
No, we'll get
No, we
Oh,
should save
so
that for the last day of such.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
if he makes it country.
We can. We'll save it for the end. That's fine.
Okay.
That'll be
We'll
a
do
Patreon
that.
episode.
to the Nimbus Tattoo podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Saddle up
guys.
now.
We love y'all.